All right, this is a Muggle mini cast, meaning one, it's unplanned. Two, it lacks the wonderful audio quality you've come to know and love, but that's okay because it's a Muggle mini cast. Hey, Micah.
What's going on?
Uh,
How's
well,
Florida?
I'll tell you what's going on there. We got this theme park. We got these big theme park announcements today, and Eric's going to join us in a minute. I wanted to have Laura on today too because she's been to Universal, but she has class and stuff, and we have to do this now before my flight and blah 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 blah. But we wanted to talk about this because Universal revealed some really cool stuff today. I'm in Orlando for this press event that they did this morning, and basically they just revealed a lot of concept art, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. They confirmed that the park is going to open as well in the spring of 2010, which I don't really think is anything new. We
Right.
kind of had that information beforehand. I think a lot of people were looking for a specific date.
Yeah. They were, and we didn't get it. But I understand why we didn't get it because, I mean, the weather down here, it's raining and thunderstorming every other day. And it's like you can't set a date so far ahead because there could be so many reasons that things could get delayed in construction when the weather is so unpredictable here.
Yeah, plus hurricane season.
Right. So I don't blame them for that. Although it is a shame we didn't get an exact date. But we got the map, a map of the park, and it was a pretty cool map. And it was designed by the same people who did the Marauders map in the movie. So kind of looks like it was part of the Marauders map.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does.
and there's a couple interesting things on it. For one, we have all the rides now. We have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which is going to be in Hogwarts. That's like the big ride. They keep hyping it up. They say it's something that's never been done before. And then we got Flight of the Hippogriff, which is actually based on a ride. I don't have my notes with me right now, but it's based on a ride that was already at Universal called Flight of the Unicorn. So they're basically just redoing it.
Sounds like much more of a family ride.
It is. And if you look at the concept art from that, you see Hagrid's hut behind the ride, and it's the same exact, it's already built. I saw that, and that's part of the video I took the other day on twitter.com/mugglenet. I wrote on there, is this Hagrid's hut? And now that we have the concept art, that is definitely it.
That might be the most rebuilt building in all of movie history.
Oh, it is, yeah. But like, I can only see the roof from my perspective. I'm adding Eric in here now. Hello, Eric.
Hey, hey guys.
Uh, we're just doing this live to tape, and hopefully there's not too much feedback, but it won't come through on the recording. So
Excellent.
we were just talking. I don't know if you had a chance to see all the stuff yet. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen the concept pictures and I read your post.
Yeah. So we were just talking about what's it called?
The
Uh,
rides.
Flight of the Hippogriff. Yeah, in Hagrid's hut. It's
Yeah.
it looks, yeah, and Micah, like you said, it looks like a family ride, and it's based on Flight of the Unicorn. Eric, have you ever been to Universal?
Yeah, I was in Universal Orlando
Right.
in about 2003, I think it was.
Oh, okay. Were you ever on Flight of the Unicorn?
No.
If
No,
so,
I was.
you've pretty much already rode Flight of the Hippogriff, because I think they're using the track that's already there, but they're retheming it.
Well, that's what struck me about all these concept photos is, how family oriented they are, and I'm not going to say I was disappointed at all,
Hmm.
but um but I don't know. It's just like it's like, I mean, is that, and that's their main ride too, and it's I guess I
Well,
mean, it's a roller coaster. I mean, I think the trains, I guess they're called, look awesome.
that's
And
not the main ride. I mean, it's one of the three, but
well,
the main thing is going to be Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey.
okay,
Uh,
and there's no concept art for that, is there? There's one
no, yeah,
dragon challenge. So the one for the dragon challenge, if I can ask, it has a bunch of flags in the concept art, and looks like a really cool looking post. But do you know anything about that ride and what kind of ride it's going to be?
Well, that is going to be based on an existing ride too.
Okay.
And that structure, that castle structure, already exists. And I was there, and I mean, it's going to be the ride right now. It's called the Dueling Dragons. And the cars don't look like dragons, but and I didn't ride the coaster because honestly, I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to coasters like that. But like, they're two completely separate tracks, but it's two cars, and they go at the same time.
Oh, right.
And apparently, there's a few times where you run within like 12 inches of the other car.
Yeah.
So like, you feel like you're gonna crash into them. Have you
That's
done that ride?
I've done one similar at Hershey Park.
Okay.
It's a wooden coaster, but basically the same idea where the two trains interweave, and nearly collide, and it's it's a very cool and very popular idea, I think, for
Yeah.
as far as coasters go.
Yeah, so that'll be based on the Triwizard Tournament, and it's going to be the Hungarian Horntail versus the Chinese Fireball Dragon.
Cool.
Yeah. Um,
It's interesting looking at some of the comments, though, because at least from what I've seen, people feel a little bit gypped from the Dragon Challenge and the Flight of the Hippogriff because Universal went ahead and just made existing rides into something
Yeah.
very similar. You talked before about Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. That seems to be the big mystery as to what it's going to be all about. It
Right.
seems, though, that they spent a tremendous time working on a lot of the other places in Hogsmeade.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the level of detail, and they just kept going on and on about how the level of detail is going to be incredible. In fairness to them, they do have to leave some things to surprise, so I think they're going to wait for Hogwarts. But yeah, that's going to be the ride in that park in terms of they say it's something like it's never been done before. They're using all this crazy new technology. And I gotta say, I was at Universal yesterday in the parks, and Universal's a really nice park. I mean, all the rides are very unique. My favorite ride was Spider-Man. That was really cool. Have you guys done that one?
Are you talking about the one at Islands of Adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Universal. That's Islands of Adventure.
No, but that's Universal.
I know, but I didn't go to Islands of Adventure. I only got to Universal. I keep hearing how great the Spider-Man ride is.
Okay.
Never mind. Everyone tells me.
Yeah, Islands of Adventure is their newer park.
Yeah.
And yeah, Spider-Man's really, and that's where Harry Potter is going to be. It's going to be one of the islands.
Oh, right. Yeah, I should have known that. So is Hogwarts really going to be that big? Do you think, as it appears in the
No,
because
it's
it looks huge.
It's going to look huge. Like they're going to use perspective tricks to.
Yeah.
You know how, like, I guess the only example is like the Disneyland castles. Like, they look big, but then when you get close to them, you realize they're not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's not going to be that big. And if you look at construction photos and stuff, like the Great Hall, like the real life Great Hall,
Yeah.
maybe like half the size of what Hogwarts is going to be physically, if that makes sense. So I think more than anything, it's just to look at it and be like, wow, look, there's Hogwarts. And no, it won't be the proper scale in any way, shape, or form.
But you're saying that's where the ride will be, the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey will be inside the castle?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't think it won't be in the actual castle. There's a giant gray building behind it, and that's where the ride will actually be.
Wow.
But, they use that trick all the time. For example, I know I keep going back to Disney because I'm a big Disney fan. At Disney, they have the Haunted Mansion. The ride's not actually in the Haunted Mansion. There's a tunnel you go through in the Haunted Mansion to get to the actual ride. The ride's in a boring gray building, but you think you're in there. So that's probably the idea they'll use.
Huh.
And, I mean, as for people complaining about rides just being rethemed, I understand that, but I guess, they're probably saving a lot of money for one. And it won't be a cheap remodeling. It'll be, it should be, well done.
I mean, if they have half the detail that appears in these concepts, I mean, I understand certain things like the hills in the background, won't exactly be,
Right.
possible to include. But, at the same time, I think it's more for the experience. I mean, looking at the map now, I just see that, I mean, are those going to be more or less the only rides in the park? Or are there,
No, that's it. Which, I don't know what to think about that. Do you guys think like, oh, only 3 rides? I mean, it's a land. It's a land. We got to.
It's a land. And what about? I mean, what are the other islands of adventure like? I mean, how
They're
many?
about
How many?
the
How
same
many rides
size.
do they
Yeah.
have? So
The
yeah.
theme park, the Harry Potter park, is going to be 22 acres. To put it in perspective for people who've been there, Jurassic Park is 20. So it's it's a decent size, and I think what's really going to make this park cool is the detail.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we asked people to send in Twitter feedback or ask questions via our Twitter at the last minute. Here's one from Emily Hofferer. How scary, thrilling, awesome, intense are the rides? The Hogwarts one sounds tame. Hippogriff sounds fun. I think that obviously none of the rides are completely yet, but it looks like the Dueling Dragons one is going to be a thrill one, because that's like a real coaster, and I guess Hogwarts is going to be pretty tame.
Well, let's not forget. I mean, we're like a minority as far as readership goes. Yeah. So a family destination. I mean, that would be. I mean, what was I expecting? I mean.
Yeah.
Death Alley. I mean,
right,
it's
exactly.
not exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be family friendly.
I think it's gonna look awesome.
The Hogwarts. They said the Hogwarts ride isn't going to be a coaster, so we know that.
But what an experience with all that special effects and stuff.
Yeah, and the cast filmed special stuff for at least
that was my question. Did they film it for the ride or for the? Because you said that they did an intro video for the press conference.
Yeah, well, the intro video was like a couple clips of them being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe how amazing this is going to be." Like, that was basically it. But they had like this 10-second. Okay, that on the Half-Blood Prince DVD, whenever it comes out in a couple months, there's going to be an 11.5-minute behind-the-scenes look at the building of the theme park, and they showed a quick clip of that at the press event, and there was one shot of Dan, Rupert, and Emma filming something, and they looked like they were standing on something because they were looking down at the camera. So we'll see what that's for. But and Tom Felton, he was there. He said that they weren't scenes that they filmed, but they were just quick clip things. So,
do you know if they were in character or not? I mean, obviously,
yeah, they were in character. Yeah,
for the ride, they would have to be.
Right. Yeah, they were definitely in character. I feel like it's going to be like, I don't know, if they're not scenes. I envision this Hogwarts ride as like, you sit in some car, and you're taken from like each part of Hogwarts to each part of Hogwarts, and maybe clips will play in some clever form. Maybe they'll be 3D or something. Who knows?
So this will be like Back to the Future or E.T. If you've ever gone on
or the Men in Black ride. Is the Men in Black ride still there?
Studio.
Yes, the Men in Black ride is still there.
Yeah, where you shoot aliens. Maybe you'll have to I don't know,
Honestly, I hated that ride.
Really? Yeah. I got my lanyard and it said I was a Men in Black, and I was all happy.
Oh, well, that's good. But I mean, what I didn't like about it was that the detail wasn't there. It sort of, in terms of detail, it kind of stunk.
What stunk? What are you saying?
Like the detail, the set, the design.
Oh, you mean so far?
No, of Men in Black.
Oh, sorry, Men in Black. Yeah, well, I just remember that they had the videos like in between.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what I imagine the trio are going to do.
So you're in even like the Haunted Mansion, not unlike it, where you're in sort of like a traveling cart. It's not a coaster by any means, but
right.
You'll maybe show up in the Chamber of Secrets and see Salazar Slytherin's, big ugly monkey face and all that stuff. So that, I'm excited, and it looks bad. I mean, 22 acres is huge. So this map doesn't necessarily even do the space justice. Right. I mean, is that lake really going to be there? I mean, is it there already?
I was wondering about that too, and no,
the lake's not there.
I don't think so.
Okay, do you know where the lake? I mean, do you know where the lake is going to be if they do that?
Actually, I'm trying to think. There was
Well,
some water nearby, but it
they
wasn't a
can
lake
always
that
make one.
big.
I mean, you always dig and fill a lake, sure,
Yeah,
but
it doesn't
saying
take
like
that
what's
long.
no? I mean, they may need to. I don't know, but
Well, there's
that's
space concerns. I mean, there's Jurassic Park on one side, and then
I'm so glad that's still open. I hope it is next year when we go to this because I've always wanted to go to Jurassic Park.
by the way, and I see there's another entrance to this park, it looks like, but the main entrance where Hogsmeade is, it's sort of out of the way. It's like in the back of the park. Like you're looking at this map that they've released, you're looking at the park from like looking from the back. So north, let's say north is straight up.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be looking towards the front of the park. So the entrance, what I'm trying to say is the entrance to Hogsmeade, which looks like it's going to be the main entrance, it's in the back of the park. You have to go all the way to this weird spot where it was some sort of legends area or something. I just thought it was odd. Like I get they have to build around an existing theme park, but it just seemed weird that the entrance wasn't more towards the front of the
Right.
park.
But you're saying, I mean, according to this map too, it looks like there could be a path that's going up sort of towards where you're saying the front of the park is.
Yeah, maybe that's a separate entrance.
And that's interesting, though.
But
I
it
mean,
seems like Hogsmeade is the main entrance because they have the Hogwarts
Right.
Express there.
and all the
Are they
shops.
going to make that active?
No, I think it's just a photo op.
Gotcha.
Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, I
Well-
guess it's kind of fitting that the last place that you would expect a Wizarding World to be is in the back of some park. But if you can see Hogwarts, from the front of the park, and you wonder how to get there, and you have to go, I mean,
you
I
know
guess
what though? You won't even be able to see it from the front of the park.
really is not that
Universal's
tall.
very flat. Like, there's nothing that really stands out.
Okay.
And I think Hogwarts is going to be the same. They have like a giant lighthouse at the front as their sort of like monument or whatever. But
But you're saying you can't see Hogwarts. Why not? If the ground's all flat and if Hogwarts is tall enough.
well, that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be tall enough. There's
Yeah,
a ton
okay.
of trees around. There's a ton of trees around too, and I'm pretty sure they're not taking those out because like they were all part of Jurassic Park. Because
Mhm.
Jurassic Park has a crap load of trees because it looks like it's in like a jungle.
Right.
But actually, back to Dragon Challenge real quick. So that ride already has like a castle entrance and everything, just because that's how it was originally built, and that kind of gives you a hint, I think, at what the rest of the park is going to look like. Because I doubt they would change it since it already looks like a castle.
Well, they may throw in the occasional coat of arms or something.
Right. Yeah. So what else is there? Oh, let me look at the other questions here. What looked really out of this world / unique, says Josh Bolton. I think I mean, they're still holding back so many details, but what do you guys think is going to be the standout thing? Hogwarts? I mean,
Just from the detail, dude, in the shops, I think the shops will be
no, that too, yeah.
amazing. I mean, maybe even more amazing than the prices.
Yeah.
But I think, dude, I'm not skeptical. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. Actually,
I'm not skeptical
And,
either, yeah.
yeah, even the Dragon Challenge, which they may keep the whole thing, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm sure that what it was before was still a cool ride.
Right.
So, I think actually what's going to shock me most is the lines for these sort of things.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
for 3 rides in the park, of course they need all that sloping, winding path,
Right.
because that's going to be the line. But I'm excited, and I wonder if they'll do anything. I mean, if they do build the lake, I wonder what they'll do on the lake. They got to do something on the lake, don't they? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think they're making a lake that big, because there's already stuff around the park. Like there's already stuff around the Harry Potter area, like
yeah.
pre-existing rides and stuff.
Well, they have the
couldn't-
ship out there. Are they going to build that too?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
I think the ship is to just show that it is lake
Yeah.
and not more grass. Is the do they still have the Nickelodeon building there Andrew?
Yeah,
Did you see?
in Universal Studios. Yeah.
I was so upset with that because it doesn't have that sweeping lawn in front of it, that you see at the end of all the game shows where they're like, I was
Oh
so
yeah, that's not. They
yeah.
don't film Nickelodeon stuff there anymore, though.
No, no, they haven't for a long time. So,
Yeah.
um, my question for you, Andrew, too, is like, what? First of all, how much of this area of the park did you actually get to see, and did you like walk through Hogsmeade or?
No, they didn't. They didn't let us in any construction.
Okay,
The best we could do is stick our cameras over the construction walls and hope for the best. But like, there was some exterior stuff, and if you look at my videos, you can see a couple parts of Hogwarts that are already up. Exterior facades, I guess you would call it, like the brickwork or whatever. And
sure.
So that was done. At least a very small part of it was. And Dueling Dragons is still open. I guess they're gonna wait a few more months before they close that. And Hogsmeade, the grand entrance is looking like it's getting closer to completion. The structure's there. They still say spring 2010. So, and Mike and I were talking about earlier, just they couldn't announce an exact release date, but I don't think you can really expect them to this early on still, because there's there's numerous things that could delay construction. Primarily, I would think weather. So I think it's a good idea they didn't announce a date.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're probably going to see a couple days worth of grand opening down there with a number of different events going on. So they
Yeah.
probably have a time frame in mind. They're looking at
Yeah.
certain dates, but I would
Yeah.
also think that there are other people that are going to be involved in this, so their availability may be dependent upon when they decide to open the park.
Plus, they don't want to set a firm date yet and have people start booking trips and then say we have to delay it a week.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
spring, they say spring 2010. Spring is 6 months and 6 days ahead of us
Yeah.
officially. So, I mean, anywhere from there until a further 3 months would still be spring.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet June because it's late. It just seems like right now it's September. I can't see this park going up in March. It just seems way too soon.
Okay.
That's just my guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I do think it's dependent upon availability also of
Yeah,
celebrities and J.K. Rowling and
yeah. Well,
other
they're
people as
probably,
well.
I imagine, sending out save the dates now, so people can leave time open, because of course they have a schedule and they're trying to stick to it, and they gotta have an opening date. One thing in particular that is good news out of all this is that this press event is the start of more regular updates. That's what they told me. So hopefully we're going to start seeing cooler stuff now.
Yeah. I mean,
More
I
stuff.
haven't been upset with them for like not sharing information. I just figured that there wasn't much to tell, and when I heard that you guys were all going to Florida for a press release, I was like, wow.
Well, I
that's-
mean, they've had this concept art sitting around forever. They
Well, I
kind of-
saw the one. I saw the one concept art that they had of just Hogwarts from really far away, and that looked cool.
yeah.
But I didn't see any of this new stuff.
I noticed the Dragon Challenge, that concept art, that's just like the queue. That's just the waiting line. The Dragon Challenge ride, it's outdoors. It's a giant track. So they could release that soon, hopefully.
Well, you don't want to give everything away too. You don't want to do what the movies do and give like the whole damn park away before you even
Yeah.
set foot in it.
They were kind of hesitant to give us information, because they're trying to keep everything hush still. But I still sort of picked up on a couple of things. Like, I asked at one point when we were getting a tour of the park yesterday about alcohol, because the parks both sell alcohol, and I noticed people walking around with beers, and I said, both parks, they sell alcohol. And the tour guide says, yes, we do. You saw our poll on the Potter website, right? And she's referring to the poll that asked what kind of drink you would have at the park. And I think the options were butterbeer, something else, and fire whiskey. So I'm thinking they're going to have alcoholic drinks in the Harry Potter area.
Dude, people are going to be getting stoned and hanging out
know.
outside of Hogwarts, like, just in the corridors. Hey, man! Crazy, get drunk and fall over in Dragon Challenge or
Dragon Challenge.
Wow, I can't.
So yeah,
can't.
I think that'll be a nice moneymaker for them.
Can you tell us at all about the stuff at Hogsmeade? I mean, is it going to be interactive, or is there going to be stuff going on in these places? I guess at different points during the day, or did they not reveal that either?
More than anything, it's a bunch of shops where you can actually buy stuff. Oh, here was something interesting. I can't remember which store. It may be all the stores. They said there's going to be exclusive merchandise you can buy that will only be available at the parks. I'm hoping this is not just T-shirts and coffee mugs. I'm hoping it's legit Harry Potter items out of the books and films. So they said they will be exclusive to the park. They won't be sold anywhere else. So that's cool. I'm still confused about the Allery and the Owl Post. The Allery is a place where you can go and relax. That's sort of how they described it. They were to get away from all the craziness. So, and if you look at the concept art, it's just benches. So it's a place to cool down.
The thing about that, there's clowns. Do you see those clowns in the shop window?
Yeah, I think that's Zonko's.
Yeah, that's the craziness that you have to escape from. The owls. Do you think there will be real owls? A sign that says "Don't feed the owls," or?
I bet. Yeah, I mean, it seems like detail is going to be a big thing here.
So that's going to be interesting.
The only other thing I'm wondering about is the owl post. Can you actually send letters from there? That would be cool.
That would be cool.
What were we going to say, Micah?
I was going to say it looks like the place where you just go to the water fountain or use the restroom, basically.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right.
Please don't crap on the floor.
But it seems like Ollivanders is going to be. I assume you'll be able to buy wands there. They said that's going to be a very close replica to what you see in the films. Although, judging by the concept art, it's a little different.
It's completely different.
Yeah, I think they said
it's an archive.
that you go through the process that any other witch or wizard goes through in terms of the wand choosing the wizard.
Which is cool. And a good way to sell wands.
What if you don't like the one that you get, though?
Well, then you're just a snotty little...
rat?
Yeah, rat, exactly.
Brat, not rat.
But you got to remember, the wand chooses the wizard, too. So
this is true.
The wand does choose the wizard. And what do you guys think? I mean, what about wands? Because wands are so already done in a way. I mean, you've got two major wand companies, and every time we go to Harry Potter cons, there's always these guys who specialize in wands, who are there and selling stuff. So what do you think, the universal brand of Harry Potter Wizarding World wands are going to be like? I mean, if I remember correctly, the wands that they have that are official merchandise besides the Noble Collection, they do have the Noble Collection ones, but the other wands are just thick. The ones that light up are like an inch thick, and these huge bulky light up ones. So what do you think they're going to do to have this special brand of wand and make Ollivanders a formidable shop?
They actually are going to work with the Noble Collection.
Okay, that worries me though, because price wise, I mean. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's true. But at theme parks, you pay a lot of money for stuff, so.
The $500 wand has chosen you.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, you have to buy it.
I almost paid $25 for a SpongeBob shirt yesterday. I didn't. It's just, but it's a lot of overpriced stuff, and the drinks will be that way, and the food, and but
what is? Sorry.
Well, just real quick, I just want to say that, and we got to wrap this up soon. But just the attention to detail is really what makes is what will make this park shine. It won't be gigantic. It's going to be a park inside a park, as they said at the press conference today. But the detail is what's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about Filch's Emporium and what exactly that is. It looks like it's raised, though, a little bit up off the ground, because I don't know if that's truly looking out the window there. It looks like you can see Hogwarts.
Yeah.
That is really weird.
Was it in that tour either? Was that a last-minute thing that they added?
In the tour? What?
The video tour, sorry. I don't remember seeing Filch's Emporium.
I don't know. Well, it basically what it is. There's a longer name, actually. It's like the stuff he's confiscated from students.
Yeah.
And if you look up towards the ceiling, you know you can see random stuff that you probably can't buy. But yeah, that maybe it is on a second level of Hogsmeade or something. I don't know.
That's really awesome. Yeah, looking out the window there. That was good eye, Micah.
Yeah.
Phil just confiscated the top half of a girl's head. Look, far top left, the very top left of the image on his shelf. It's like
You're right.
girl's eyes. Like what?
Yeah. That's
But
funny.
I gotta feel bad for this girl in front here. She looks really upset about something. Like maybe they don't make, I don't know, a Ravenclaw scarf, or maybe they're all sold out or something. I just want to,
Well, you
get
have
her.
to remember it is just concept art.
Yeah. Yeah. For concept art, there aren't too many happy people here.
No, that's true. But yeah, so we'll talk about this stuff much more on a later episode. Excuse me. I want to get Laura's opinion too, especially because she goes to Universal every year, and I sort of wanted to talk about the park in general. Universal really does have some really unique rides, and Spider-Man and Islands of Adventure, that was the first thing I went on, and it's really immersive, really cool. I mean, I sort of envision, and we were talking about this earlier, I wanted to bring it up. A lot of the rides in both Universal parks have involvement with the actors, and all of you who have been to Universal parks, you know what I'm talking about, and I think that's what the cast stuff is going to be like.
Yeah.
Like Men in Black with Will Smith appearing.
Or did you see Terminator? The Terminator ride. Did you go?
Which one is that?
It's in Universal, the regular park, because I went on it, and it's like Battle 3D. It's three-dimensional. It's like basically you go through the office of Cyberdyne Systems, and there's like a break-in. According to, I mean, the same guy who did that, Eddie Newquist, did the Harry Potter exhibition. So
cool.
he worked for Universal for like 10 years and did, that ride among others. So there's kind of a small world, but all of those, yeah, like you said, I mean, the experience of going to Universal, and I wasn't at Islands of Adventure, but even riding the walking sidewalk, going into the park and hearing the movie themes, I mean, that's just going to be so much, more awesome with the Harry Potter theme.
Yeah, here's another fun fact that reminds me. The music, at least in Islands of Adventure, when you walk around the park, a lot of it was composed just for the park by John Williams. So I thought that was a cool little Potter connection there.
That is cool.
Yeah. So
I have one more
like
question
I said,
for you.
we have to keep this short because I got a plane to catch back to California.
Yeah,
But-
so one last question here.
Yeah.
Did they talk at all about putting characters in the park? I know it's something we talked about originally when we first did a show on the park.
I
but
think they are.
yeah, it would seem like they would do something like that.
They haven't announced it officially, but, just going around Universal, they have a lot of characters going around the parks, greeting people, and they stay in character. They were really good. We saw Spider-Man in X-Men. So, yeah, I think we can definitely count on some characters walking around. But it'll be tricky because, we're all so used to seeing Dan Radcliffe as Harry, so...
Well, I'd like to see like more obscure characters, like I don't know, like Hedwig. Please don't set her on fire. Sort
Well,
of.
maybe you'll see her in the Allery, perhaps. Maybe
Yeah.
there'll be a little grave in her
Like
memory.
even like a life size. Aw, that's sad,
Yeah.
Andrew.
All right. Well, again, we'll try to do We'll do a more fuller episode as soon as possible. But we wanted to get this out now while everyone's excited, and we'll get more of your feedback and stuff next show. All right. So bye, everyone. Eric and Micah, say bye.
Bye.
Eric.
Bye.